Hi everyone, welcome to the Story of My Life episode, I think 3. Don't quote me on that. This one's about my school life and how things at school weren't always easy for me, and some funny stories and some really weird stories. Okay, where should we start? I didn't settle into schools most of my life. I was in and out of schools and I didn't adjust. So at one stage I went to an all-Christian school. Yeah, but when you tell the maid to get F, that was a bit not good. I didn't like her. I was young. I didn't really understand what was going on. But I did go to a Christian school at one stage. That was quite a weird experience. Um, from there, I went to an average school. I had problems at that school. I think it was year 2 or year 3 where they're like, "Oh, something's not right with this kid. He's just something's not right." That's when they found out I was deaf in my right ear, and so yeah, getting those that I'm deaf in my right ear, fully deaf with no hearing. They're like, "Oh, maybe I would better value in a special needs class or something." And the school was an alright school. It was very busy, very packed, a lot of people. Um, I didn't really fit in during year 2 and year 3. Um, I decided to join a soccer team. Me and Italian, I joined a soccer team. Um, we had a really shit team, like really shit, and I think like we only play end up. I think after that we only played for 1 year, um, and in that year we lost every single game but one because yours truly, that's me, kicked the winning goal. And what happened afterwards may shock you. I may have kicked the winning goal, but I got a red card. Now you're thinking, why do you get a red card for kicking a goal? Alright, I kicked this goal from like halfway out, under 3-4 people's legs, straight in at the goalkeeper goal. It was a freak of a goal, and I'm like, yes, finally I can be the star of the motherfucking school. And so after that, I was like, well, let's try go for another goal. Went for another goal, hit the post. I was like, damn, damn, damn. I'm trying not to swear. Anyway, my teammate comes up to me and goes, "What? Why the F are you da 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 mouthing off at me? Mouthing off at me." So you know what I did? I punched him in the face and I decked him. I decked my own teammate and got sent off the field. Red carded for decking my own teammate. That was an experience. Yeah, that was yeah, I was being cocky and arrogant. I was trying to be the big shot because I wanted everyone to look at this. You know, look at me. I'm the star. So yeah, after that, I don't think they played soccer ever again after that. So, and it's funny, that guy that I decked, years later I saw him, and now I'm his mate. Figure that one out. So when they knew I had this problem with my ear, they said, well, we need to put you into a special needs class, so a special school. So they sent me to Clemsic, and it was a school for hearing impaired students like myself, with smaller classes. I loved it there. Um, that was one part of school I liked, primary school, because like every day, we'd go play indoor hockey in the gym, or we'd play indoor soccer, and geez, it was so funny because a lot of times I would like, because I love being the big shot. In any school, I try to be the big shot. So like, there's me sliding on my knees backwards and forwards, and no joke, the amount of pants I went through, because these were like tracky dacks, I split like holes like so big in them, because yeah, when it was like, because you got that team over there, that's this team over here, right? So we're against this side and they're over that side, and they go like, they pick two of you from this side, two of this side. So I'm like, all right, who are they going to make me team up? Because we had some like really bad people in our team. They put me with the worst dude. And when you're playing indoor hockey, you do not 2-on-2. You do not want to have the worst player in the school on your team. So I'm thinking, well, I can't put this guy in the goals, because the moment it goes past me, it's a goal. If I go on goals, then we can't shoot a goal. So I'm thinking, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I did both. Um, I went to the centre and I made sure I hit that puck as hard as I can. And I was bouncing it off the wall, sliding on my knees. It went past me, the puck, and I'm like, oh no. So out of desperation, I lunged one hand and went whoosh, right, with one hand. It hit it and it bounced off the wall and went down the other end and went into the goals. And I'm like, that's how it's done. I loved sport back then. I was very popular with, at lunch times we had like 20 on 20 soccer at primary school, so it was like the whole school versus the whole school. You're not in a team, you just pick one side you're going through and you just go to that side. So it was fun. Girlfriend wise, in primary school, I didn't have a girlfriend per se. I liked a girl called Michaela. Now she was the one of the hottest girls in the school, and she, like, one time we did a school disco at lunch, and she sang one of the All Saints girls, and it's funny, my mate Paul actually sang a Spice Girls song, I think, or Britney Spears song. That was so cool of him to do that. But yeah, school was fun, especially school discos. I loved it. Being in a hearing impaired class tested me. I was in the deaf choir, so I did sign language. Yeah, I had to do that. So I learnt sign language at a young age. I made friends with deaf people. Some of my good mates were deaf at school. We had after school care. Used to be there from like 3 to 5 after school. So I was still at school at like 5 o'clock in the other. And some days it was just like, what do you do? Like, you get the small toasties and you get your drinks, and you build little cubby houses in the gym. That was cool. I hooked up with the girl in the cubby house too. Just saying, even at a young age in primary school, because like we're building, like we had these building blocks, and we build like 2 walls, a roof, and everything. And someone goes, "Where's Andre?" And some other guy goes, "He's in there with a chick," and I'm like, right in front of the teacher. So I'm listening, going, "Quick, quick, kiss me," what? And like little kiss, and then yeah. And there's me, like, because I knew that I'd probably get caught, so I had like a book in there going, what are you doing there, Andre, with the girl? I'm just reading the book. Not really, but I had the book just in case. So primary school was good. We used to like we had a deaf club only for like fully deaf students. So I decided to join that. It was very hard because I was still learning sign language, and when it came to like some of these events, it was like in the afternoon. I was like, man, what's going on? Like, I don't understand what's going on. I can't talk, because if you talk, you're out. That's the rules. You're not allowed to talk. Even though I'm a hearing impaired student. So what happened was, we played baseball, and I was like, all right, don't need communication in this. And I'm like, I want to impress. He's on a base, he's on a base, he's on a base. I'm like, I'm bringing them all home. So I went up, like, I was cocky, I went up for the big swing. I swung it, I missed everything and slid on my ass. Everyone laughed and went, ah, he slipped. Yeah, they didn't laugh the next time. I ran up and went, boom. There it goes. First, second, third. I come home, grand slam, bang, done. Got them all home, and everyone's like, as the ball's flying over the head. I was very good at sports in primary school. Then we had this event called, it's like a Christian thing called Kids Alive, and older lady's like, well, you're a mature year 7, I need your assistance for a year. And I'm like, what's it doing? And it's just like looking after a group of young year 1s, year 2s. And I was like, hey, I can do that, no worries. And this is how I got into the whole Christian thing, because, you know, we, like, for the kids, we'd read some Bible verses and we'd do that. And I was kind of getting into it, like, you know, coming from a Christian school, I was kind of getting into it. And the fun part was the special spot where the little kids used to sit. And like, as I walked in every Thursday after school, I'm like, where's the special spot? Like you look up there, there's a piece of tinsel, that would be the special spot. There's a sticker on the ground, that's the special spot. So we looked in there. But when it came to the last one for me, because I was going to high school, they're like, oh, do you want to join Paradise Community Church? I'm like, yeah, right. What's that all about? And they're like, oh, they do praise and worshiping songs. They sing. They have fun events. I'm like, yeah, that sounds alright. And primary school was good, and some of the friends that I have on here are from primary school. Um, I had a bully all through primary school, and when I knew I was getting away from that school and the bully, I was like, yes. And one day, actually, I had two bullies. We had a big guy one time at school, primary school. After school, this guy, he's huge. He picked me up and body slammed me and said, "You know who I am, mate?" And I'm like, ow, like that really hurt. Um, so I didn't get to see that guy again, thank God for that. Luckily, he didn't come to high school. But the other guy came to high school, and now this is where the story gets interesting. It was my first day at high school. Um, I was nervous. I was a bit of a geek, and I didn't know how to fit in. And the bully from primary school and his mates, you know, were there, and I'm like, I shouldn't be able to bump into them. Out of nowhere, I go flat on my face on the concrete, and I'm like, someone just kicked me in the back of my back, because I had a lot of like weight on my back, because my school bag had all the books. So I went face first onto the cement. I got up, and I'm like, I'm bleeding. I looked up, there's the bully with his three mates from primary school. I went up to him like this and went, now hit me. Do it now. Make it a good one. I'm still standing. And he backed off. And it's like kind of like an initiation thing. He backed off. I never saw him again after that. And his mates became my mates. And then through high school, like, you know, you've got the people that do the smoking, and then you got the nerds, and then you got the special needs people and all that. Well, I got to be part of the smoking group area. They welcomed me with arms and said if I needed anything, they got my back. But also I wanted to be the leader of the special needs people and the people that get picked on, because I felt like it was my duty to protect them, and I did. One time, this special needs guy, he's not all there. Some kid was picking on him. I didn't like that, so I said to someone, "All right, what can we do? We got to take care of this dude, all right? I don't like bullies." So I met one of the bullies after school on the oval. I took him out. I grabbed him by his bag and I slung him across into a tree. He's like, "What's that for?" And I said, "You want to pick on someone, mate? Pick on me." All right. And like, because I got him by the bag, I chunked his bag off, because it's like his bag was falling apart. The next day, you know, what happens? Straight to the principal's office. He's suing you for breaking his bag. Excuse me? It's a bag that's falling to pieces, and you're suing me over a bag. And the principal's like, "Why'd you touch him?" He was bullying another student. And the teacher goes, "You're not a vigilante, Andre." And I said, no, but at the end of the day, that guy's special needs. He's not. He's picking on them. I sorted out. Didn't spend very long in principal's office. I think I got suspended for like a day. And this was like a few days after I got kicked in the back. But there was another cocky person that thought he could go around making fun of people. And one lunchtime, I said, "God, get this right." I caught one of the teachers smoking on school premises, and he's like, "Do you take bribes?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do." He's like, "What do you want done?" And I said, "Oh, I need someone taken out at lunchtime. When are you on yard duty?" And he's like, "This lunchtime." And I said, "All right, we're going to sort this guy out." I told the teachers, "We're going to sort this guy out. Just make sure no teachers come in the area." And he's like, "Done." We kicked the shit out of the other guy for being a bully. And the teacher's like, "Hurry up, hurry up," because he knows what's going on. So yeah, that was pretty cool. And it's funny because he was a gay teacher too, and I hated doing drama with him because everyone got paired up, and I got paired up with the gay teacher, and I had to hold his hands, and I was like, fuck. And yeah, drama was stupid. And there's this one guy that in the class that, if he's a big fat guy, and he thought he's always sort of being a smart ass. And you know what's funny? One day we're like, "Tyrone, go sort him out." Like, seriously? My mate Tyrone goes up to him, starts yelling at him. The fat guy shit himself. Like, literally, he shit himself. And I'm like, for fuck's sakes, who the shit himself? And it's like, yep, Dave shit himself. But it goes back to an incident at primary school where this guy was annoying at the back of Oval. I scared him enough, and he pooped himself too. And because it was a hot day, poo ran down his leg. So 2 incidents where shit happens, like literally. As for girlfriends in high school, my I had a crush on this girl called Sarah once. She was the first girl I saw at school. With blue stockings, school dress, top. Oh man! But because my mate was a bit of an idiot, he kept bullying her and stuff. And before I could say like anything to her, she never came back, which was a bit sad because I really liked her. My first girlfriend was a girl called Michelle. She's on here. Hopefully she's not watching. Um, she was very cute. She was good looking. We were on and off through high school, and in some ways, like I was happy she was around. She doesn't know how much I liked her back then. Like she was one of my crushes I had, and when the times we weren't together, like me and her were just holding hands and cuddles. That's all it was. One time, the only time we actually kissed once was like in the photography room when the lights were out. But yeah, she was a good girlfriend. She was pretty cool. But yeah, it was just I don't think there was much chemistry there. And when she was not with me, she went off. I think she dated with another guy for a while. I was a bit hurt, and jealous, but. And then there was like people like my friend Peter. I had a crush on her, but she was like a no-go zone. And then we had Rachel. She was a no-go zone. So I'm thinking, who am I going to end up with? There's no one for me here. And then I liked this netball girl uh, called Chloe. Now she was long hair, tall, beautiful, and like I had a thing for her like for a long time. But I was never I was still shy in high school, so I could never go up and talk to her. And yeah, only years after school, I met her one time at a work, and I bought her like a ring or something. And yeah, so going back to one of the incidents about stalking. Now I had this girl that absolutely just did my head in, stalked me every single corner, said to everyone I was her boyfriend, and I hated her. She was a big fat thing, fat face. Or so one time I was like, oh, this is driving me. She was like outside and I was inside, and the window was like hanging down, and I said to her, "No one wants your fat ass." And she got the window and she smashed it in my face, and I was busted open like crimson, and I was like dazed and confused. I dropped to the ground like this. I dropped and I was like, "Where am I, man? I'm just like seeing stars." And someone's like, "Andre, we need to take you to the sick bay." I'm like, "Nah, I'm cool." And I'm like looking in the reflection, like my blood is like on the glass, and I'm like, "Dang." So it was a long way. Like sick bay was like here. I'm all the way over here. So my mate's carrying me, and then this teacher comes by, Mr. K. He was a pretty cool teacher. He's like, "Dude, what the hell did you say or do, Andre?" Because he knew me too. I'm like, I opened up my mouth and smashed the window in my face. And you're like, "You let a girl do that?" I'm like, "Yeah." So like, as I'm walking down the corridor, you see these little drops of blood all the way to the sick room. Because I went back afterwards and checked. I'm like, "Damn." And one of my female friends was like, "I'll get the girl that did it." And her name was Tuesday. And she kind of was my girlfriend at the time. She went to this girl Vicky that did the thing to my face, and she smashed the crap out of her. And I'm like, "Thanks, love." She got suspended for sticking up for me, but that was a good chick. And then I met this girl called Danielle, which later became one of my fiancées later on in life. Danielle always said, like, because I had some guys teasing me one time, and she's like, "Hey, that's my boyfriend." And I'm like, "I'm your boyfriend now? What? Like, where'd that come from?" So Danielle was a pretty cool chick. I had another chick called Jennifer also that was a good girlfriend. But these were like just nothing. I wasn't like intimate or anything. I never was like physically with anyone. We had a school camp one time, and this girl called Rebecca. Long story short, that became my girlfriend too. We had a photo together, and we had one of our camping trips. We had to sleep in tents. and I had my game mate Paul in my tent. I wonder if he remembers this, but he was like on this side. It was a hot night, and there's me with my teddy bear. Yeah, I'm in high school and I have a teddy bear in my hand, sleeping next to my game mate. So that was a pretty weird experience. But the second time we went on a camping trip, we actually got to sleep in cabins. So that was good. We all snuck out and went to the beach while the teachers like there was like the doors are here and like they're there. The teachers didn't even see us like sneaking out to go to the beach. High school was good for me because I was safe. I was protected. I got bullied by teachers. There was one teacher that just she was just giving me like, I think I had it for English and maths, and that's the subjects where I got C's and D's for. The most of my comments on my report card were, if Andre focused, he could have got A's. If Andre focused more and concentrate and stopped being a class clown, in those exact words, he'd be something in life. Because one time we had a relief teacher, and our home group teacher was the principal. So I'm like to the class, oh, let's just, do the paper ball thing, scrunch up paper balls and throw them at the bins. So anyway, we got like a couple of bins in the room. We're like throwing them out of nowhere. We thought our home group teacher, the principal, wasn't there. She came in and they like, who's responsible for this? Everyone pointed at me and went, him. I'm like, what? So we had like all the paper balls like all over the place. So I'd stay in at recess and write an apology letter to the relief teacher that was there that day. That was messed up. Science, I was good. I loved science, except for dissecting like cows' hearts and stuff, or the smell of cows' hearts and lungs. Ooh. But most of my lessons I got A's. The like electronic part and the construction of like plastic and wood and steel, I failed miserably. Cooking, I was good at cooking, but I never did my homework. PE was good. I wasn't liked in PE because I was a cocky, arrogant person. The thing is, I always get picked last, but it's the guy that gets picked last that does better than the rest of the team. So lunchtimes was good. Sometimes they lock the gym, but it's never locked for me. So I go in there and like shoot hoops, and like one time I'm like, there's the end of the basketball court. I'm like, I'm gonna get this ball and I'm gonna kick it and I'm gonna hopefully it goes in. I drop the ball on my foot straight into the other basketball court on the other side of the court, and I'm like, there's no one around to even see that. So I went, all right, this time I'm gonna do it again and make it bounce and then go in. So I kicked it, it bounced, and then it went in the hoop. I'm like, this is the days where this should have been YouTube. I would have been like big star. So yeah, that was I had fun at that. Though I didn't want to stay in high school for too long. I finished year 10 and I was like, nah, I'm not gonna be here anymore. I'm not with that girl anymore. I'm not getting anywhere with anyone. So I was like, I'm gonna leave. But sad story is, if I stayed another year, I would have met my first love and my first fiance. And maybe if I stayed that extra year, I might have been with her, a lot sooner. I would have been maybe we wouldn't have seen each other. But it's sad when I, think about if I stayed one more year. But the fact that I hated getting up at like 8 in the morning to go to school. We had like school breakfast. We had free toasties, free iced coffee, free cereal. So that was the good point of getting up early in the morning. But the bad point was like, yeah, I hated getting up early. I never did my homework. I hated homework. This is the next part of the story. We did art in school. I was in year 8, and I hated it because I can't draw, and I don't see why. This should be a job in life. Anyway, I was in love with the art teacher. Blonde, skinny, black skirt, stockings, the lots, even boots sometimes. And like I used to brag to the guys, oh yeah, check her out, she's all right. Everyone's like, yeah, but you're not gonna do anything about it. And I'm like, oh fuck it. And she overheard me when I said this. I'm like, man, if that was my woman, I wouldn't let her out my sight. I'd lock her up in a cage. And she heard that, and she's like, Andre, after school. I'm like, shit. Like, damn it. I'm busted by the teacher. And the teacher's like, so, you think I'm attractive? I'm like, yes. And she's like, and you like the way I dress? I'm like, yes. And she's like, we'll do something about it. And I'm like, what do you mean? You can kiss me, you can hug me, you can do what you want. And I'm like, okay. So I was like, I'll go for the hug. I went for the hug. And then we started kissing, and I was like, and as it's happening, my mate's in the corner there, he's like this. Like, he's dumbfounded, like no way, Andre's. He's like, let's go, Andre. And the teacher's like smiling, going, we just got caught. And I'm like, yeah, yeah. But he didn't say anything. But she wasn't going to last long there anyway. She had a husband and kid, and she was going to go to America or something and never come back. And I was really crushed because I really actually liked her. And I was only a year 8, but I never had a crush on a teacher since primary school. Like, I had a teacher in primary school, an English teacher from England, and man, she was so hot, like just gorgeous, you know. Like, through primary school, like, we didn't do much for events. Like, we had the push cart event, and like, get a cart and we push it. We came second in that, and I love doing that. But the teacher that in primary school compared to the high school one, well, they were just beautiful ladies, but teacher can't hook up with a student. But the highlights of primary school, I suppose, is, you know, sports day being I love being in the red team, just out of curiosity. I was in the yellow team one year, and we had a race in primary school. It was the best runners in the school, right? And we did this relay race, and I'm thinking, looking at those 3 next to me, shit. Looking at those next to me, I'm like, I can't outrun these guys. I mean, if they're like one of the fastest in school. So we took off, and it's a relay event. So they're like getting further and further than me. I pushed in, and I started pushing in. I got closer and closer. And I'm like, I'm about to overtake them. Then I tripped. Baton went flying. I'm like, no. So I had to pick myself up with the baton. We ended up coming second. If I hadn't have tripped, we would have come first. And I was like, oh, damn it. So that was a moment. And we had like this walk at school where it was like a 20k walk in primary school. Well, it was supposed to be 17.5 kilometers, but I don't know where the hell we got the extra 3 kilometers out of nowhere. I don't know where that came on. So the whole school stopped at the park, and I'm like, I don't want to stay here for like 30 minutes, 40 minutes and wait for everyone else to come back. So me and 3 others were like, hell with this. They can stay there. We're going to go back to the school because we know that no one's at the school. So we ran back to the school. I let them go ahead because I was just like too tired. So I came 3rd out of the whole school in primary school, and we got back and I was like this. I've got the school to myself. Alright, so snuck into the canteen, got some chips, got some lollies, straight in the bag. But that was quite cool. My best friends at primary school, I would say, I had a mate called Josh. Josh was cool, Chris was cool, Daniel was cool, Amelia was beautiful, Vanessa was beautiful, Rachel was beautiful. We had some really good chicks at school. My favourite was Michaela, obviously. High school, same people came up through high school. I was in their classes. I loved Peter. She was, damn, you should have seen her one time in this like little school blue dress. Ooh. I was like, damn, man. The hottest chick in our school, there was one called Gemma where she was like tall, short skirt, and no joke, the skirt was so short you could see the top of her stockings, like just like the crutch of her stockings, and it's like, damn. Oh, and long story short, because my cousin at the time was also going to my school, he ended up sleeping with that chick too. I was like, lucky. Like, how, like, seriously. So, school was pretty okay for me. Like I said, I did get bullied through the early stages of school, but I suppose to take anything over, if I stayed an extra year, I could have seen my first fiance. I say first, second, well, first, but I did have 2. But yeah, I suppose like in those days, knowing that, you know, half the girls didn't want kids and all get married, and now married and kids, it's freaky when you think about it. So overall, primary schools, they were okay. I didn't mind primary school so much. High school was just hell. Especially one time we had in primary school. This is comparing primary school to high school here. We've had sex ed in both. So primary school, teachers like, all right, who wants to ask questions? You can ask anything. Ooh, yes, Andre. Where do babies come from? That's the question asked. The next thing I know, boom, my friend Rachel whacked me in the back of the head, and she's like, who asked that? And I'm like, I want to know, miss, where babies come from. Is it the storks? And then graphically she told me, and I was like, so we moved to high school sex education. The girls get their own class and we get our own class, us guys. What do you think comes out? A huge banana shaped as a penis, and they're showing us guys how to put a condom on a banana. Are you serious? Like, what? Like, really? Like, seriously? Like, apparently the girls, they talked about, like, periods and stuff, so, you know, and how they have to have protection if they're gonna have sex. I was like, really? They teach this in school? But through, like I said, primary school, I was in the singing choir and the signing choir, so I was both in the hearing and deaf one. I kicked ass. I had a bit of a voice back then. The only time I didn't like the sign language choir is when we had to, in sign language, do the Port Power theme song and telecast it on Channel 9 News. Yeah, I did not like that. I was like this, the camera. But it's looking back at that. If anyone says, "Oh, in school, did you know what you're going to be when you grow up?" Nope. I mean, after school, I worked for Hungry Jack's and I did some volunteering work, but I was going to be a bum. I wanted to focus on my sport, so I did like sport. I did join football and got to play 1 year for Highbury Primary School. I played football for them. We did alright. Soccer I played for one of my other primary schools, and football I played 2 years for Hope Valley, and one of those years we went through undefeated through the whole season, and we won the premiership. And me, being the star that I am, in one of the games, it was a cold night. It was like, there was like mud, like chunks of mud on the ground, and it was dark, and I'm like, this is the early stages of the game, and we're down. So I'm thinking, I'm going to stand up here. So I kicked the ball off the ground towards the goals, and everyone's like going crazy and like hugging me and kissing me and patting me on the bum. I'm like, what did I do? You've kicked the winning goal. I'm like, the game's not over yet. But yeah, but you've kicked the winning goal so far. I'm like, okay. Later on in the game, we had this, I was playing on the ruckman at the time, and like I was chasing him from basically, because I was in the forward line, I was chasing all the way up the field. I brought the bloody guy down, and I'm like this. So long story short, we end up winning the game thanks to my winning goal. So I was like cheering for that. I was like, yes, damn. But yeah, that was pretty cool. Kick the winning goal like I did in soccer. So I've done some winning goals in my time. But at the time, I was following, still am, the Essendon Football Club. I was a big fan of football back then. I wasn't even interested in like Italian soccer. Like I didn't follow Juventus. I didn't follow Manchester United or Liverpool or Arsenal or anything like that. Didn't watch much sport. So, but school in general, one of the most coolest moments in primary school, I'll have to say, is we went on a school excursion to a swimming centre, and I was a bit of a horrible person. I got this kid's bag of clothes, and like I got it out of the changing room and I just ditched it at the front, and I ditched it right in front of the teacher just to show I was cocky. The kid ran out butt naked in front of the teacher and goes, "He stole my clothes," and I'm like, he's butt naked in front of a teacher that's 60, 70 years old. So then I had to come out, and I'm like topless with, me shorts. I'm like this. Yeah, I did that, ladies. I did that. And the girl's like, giggling. And then there's one time at we went to the big aquatic centre, and what's the one thing you can't do to embarrass your school except for having a boner, when the girls are around? We're in the change rooms getting ready to go, and I'm like, I'm gonna do it. I'm in a tower, dripping wet. I'm like this. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the Y. And I'm singing it. And guess what? Apparently I'm an embarrassment to the school because I'm dancing my towel with all grown men around. What the? Oh, come on. You know, like seriously. I'm not allowed to sing that. I got in trouble for that, believe it or not. So, that was messed up. I'm like, are you seriously going to get me for that? So yeah, I got done for that. And there was another time, this is at high school, we just finished gym. And I'm like, you know, girls got their own change room, guys got their change rooms. And then Andre's got his change room. And you're thinking, what? You're not that special to get your own change room. No, no, no. While they went to the change rooms, I changed out on the court. So I'm taking my top off and all the girls come out like this, whistling away and like this. Yeah, who's your daddy? Yeah, and I'm like posing. And the gym teacher's like, Andre, you know you could get done for sexual harassment. I'm like, what? Like, seriously? I'm just flexing my bloody muscles, man. I'm like, I got no, you know. So I like my body. I always like, I did it basically every time gym finished. I just take off my shirt and like walk to the change room most time. But I like staying out in the court and getting changed. But yeah, I got told off that. But one time we had this relief teacher where I didn't like him. And in the gym we had like this row of chairs like all stacked up real high. And I just lost my shit and went, F you, got chairs and I slammed them on the ground, picked up one and just like threw it in his direction. And he's like, you go to the office. And I'm like, no, you go to the office, you German piece of shit. Because he was German. So I was, yeah. So, yeah, I was a bit of a troublemaker in my time. So, yeah, thank you all for watching. There's probably lots I've missed, but, yeah, that was my school life. I did get picked on. And if, alright, here we go. That's what I looked like in primary school. Have a good look. The hair. Like, seriously, look at the hair and look at the face. I look darker than I usually am. So that was one of my photos from high school, primary school. So that's why the girls didn't like me in primary school. High school, I actually looked like this, except for the facial hair. So yeah, I would say that I liked top 3 girls from high school. Peter, definitely number 1. I had a big crush on her. I tied second, Michelle and Chloe, because like Michelle was most of my life and Chloe was my dream girl. And Rachel, because she was just, you know, she was one of those girls where like, she was alright, you know. She was alright. So, yeah, they were my main girls that I liked. The others, you know, were just rude, stuck up and snobby. But if I was to say to one thing about people, do concentrate on your homework, you know, do concentrate on your studies. Make sure you're not in a relationship when you go to school, because your goal should be passing school, graduating, and then look for relationships, because your education is so important. And I feel like if I knuckle down, I'd probably have a better job by now. So that's why I say to everyone, relationships can come and go, but when you're in school, you got to focus on your education. That's the most important thing. Otherwise, you'll end up with a baseball cap making YouTube videos. So yeah, thank you all for watching. This was about my school. The second video was about my goth life. The first was about my first love. Go back and check them out. Subscribe to this channel because I do some really crazy stuff. And yeah, I like positive feedback. If you want to write something negative, you can. I don't delete it. I don't care. But yeah, it's good that I hope everyone that watches this knows a bit more about me now. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all soon.